Hey everyone, welcome to CRAFTS, the show where I show you how we went from this to this. In today's episode, we're going to be making the Solarian Kitchen, and it's even more special because it's inspired by Born of Bread by Wild Art Studios. So let's go! Now, you may be noticing that a lot of the assets are already here. Usually I show the function of bringing them in, but in today's episode, we're changing it up a little. They're already here. And the cool thing is, a lot of these assets I had to build myself, because they're inspired by a game outside of Dreams, and not a lot of assets are built from that game. So, here's me making a couple of the items. Now, usually we would see the entire process, but I don't usually make assets on the show. It's usually dedicated to more, the entire set build. So, if you would like to see assets built in real time, let me know in the comments, okay? Now, even though the kitchen is inspired by Born of Bread, it's not going to be a one-to-one recreation. In fact, it's just a couple of the assets that I'm recreating from the game that'll kind of help design the kitchen. But again, it won't be exact. Okay, that was fun, huh? Now it's time for actually building the set. So, right now we're making the exterior of the kitchen. Ooh, that's some good exterior. Yeah. So we gotta get some of the assets out the way, because I kind of left them in. Whoops. Okay, so for a while I was just kind of trying to design the set and make sure that the things I wanted to be in the locations actually worked, So, after a while, I decided that this was the best arrangement for all the furniture. Although, I'm still trying to decide whereabouts certain things go. For instance, this door actually leads into the banquet hall. And you've actually seen that in a previous animation. Ooh, a fun thing about these barrels. They were actually made a long time ago by some really cool dreamers. But they've actually since gone out of Dreams, so I decided to repurpose the kegs and put some Solarian brew on it. They look pretty cool. These barrels are actually probably my favorite barrels in Dreams. The only annoying thing is, they don't line up, so if you try to reposition them or snap them to a grid, they actually go off key. Then I decided that I wanted a wall behind the kitchen to kind of close it in a little. It was a bit too open for my liking. And after messing around with some of the kitchen stuff, I decided to start decorating. Now, I'll be honest, making the kitchen was probably one of the easiest sets I've tried to design to date. Mainly because I kind of pre-planned a lot of the stuff. Usually I go in and I let the wind take me in the direction wherever it's gonna go. But this time I kind of had a little bit of an inclination of how I wanted it to look. I suppose the fact that it's based on a game, or at least in part, made it kind of easier to decorate, though it was still a lot of fun. I like this broom. For any eagle-eyed people who watch my animations, you'll probably see this broom a lot. Because Dreams doesn't have a lot of people making a lot of good assets anymore, all the good assets are kind of... what's the word? Not stagnant, but we're not getting a lot of updates anymore, so you'll probably see a lot of repurposed assets at, different times. I should also probably state that these things are actually recorded live. I don't have a script or anything, so if I kind of fumble over some words, it's it's just because I'm trying to, trying to say something interesting and then put it out there for you. You. I love some hanging pots. They're nice. Well, this is supposed to be like a relaxing show, isn't it? I'm sitting here talking. Hmm. Okay, I'll let you watch, and if something cool comes up, I'll comment. Oh, something cool came up. Okay, so yesterday when I was making this set, I was actually in a call with some friends, and I was asking them what kind of assets they would see in a medieval kitchen. And the spice thing was actually one of my friends' designs or choices. So that's why they're here. Okay, so making these was actually a lot of fun. So basically, I just made a bunch of different circles inside of a barrel, then colored them different colors, and then because, they're in an animation, people aren't really going to notice that, they're not really detailed. I suppose it happens a lot in video games, so I should probably employ it for animations. So yeah, right now it kind of looks like some tomatoes, and obviously if you see it in the distance, in the background, you're not exactly going to be like, oh, those are just circles. So if you do see them in an animation, don't tell anyone, okay? I'll be so mad with you if you tell someone that these little circles are not tomatoes, okay? Okay, good. I wouldn't really be mad, by the way. It's just a little bit of fun. So yeah, now we've got a bunch of different colored fruit. Although, I think I'll probably go back in and change some of the stuff. I'm not 100% happy with all the barrels on top of the stuff. I kind of want to get some, like, meat in there, like, kind of like big ham legs and stuff like that. That'll be fun. But I like the hanging herbs. That's another one of Nefrendel's amazing assets. Something I tend to struggle with when I'm making sets like this is that I don't know what to put on the shelves to make them full. I never know. So I was just kind of experimenting with putting all this stuff on, and it actually turned out pretty cool. Kind of looks like an area where you would keep all your stuff, Then, of course, we've got to get the ceiling. Now, I wasn't too sure if I wanted to properly decorate the ceiling. I didn't want to overdo it in case there was just too much. Because what tends to happen when you've got a bunch of, like, brick walls and stuff, if you make the roof have all these bricks, it can sort of make it kind of, like, too noisy. I know that doesn't make sense, like it doesn't emit sound, but when you're looking at it, kind of feels like it's too noisy or too busy, And we're just filling in the gap so you can't see outside. I did kind of realize that I didn't add any windows, but I kind of like the fact that there's no windows. It's kind of cozy, Then I'm dealing with the thermo, of course, because my thermo is at 100%, as always. Although, fun fact, the new province, the town with all the people and the stuff, that's at like 99%, and this little kitchen's at like 100. So it's crazy how big you can go with something if you don't overdo it. But the kitchen does look nice, so it's kind of worth it, you know? And of course, adding in some gorgeous lighting. It looks amazing. Now, for the final thing, I really wanted to add a little bit of Loaf, the character from Born of Bread. I didn't want to make a full character because obviously I didn't want to seem like I was copying him, so I decided to make a little plushie. And just a little message to the Wild Art Studio devs. I recently seen that, due to some unfortunate circumstances, that you can no longer do game dev full time. And I just want to say, I hope you get back on your feet. Loaf is such a cool character, and I can't wait to see more adventures with him in it. So, I want everyone, if you have Twitter, I'm not sure if they're on Blue Sky, but YouTube as well. Go check out their channels, check out Born of Bread. They're really good people. I went to them a while ago and asked for some advice on game development, and they were really nice. They went and gave me some great advice. They went and, told me not to worry so much and that, I'm kind of on the right path. They were cool. So please go show them some support. And I mean, look at Loaf. Look at him. He's so cool. We end up, we put him in a little bread box. Thought that's pretty cool. I didn't want to just stick him on a shelf. By the way, if you don't like, or if you do like this kind of live commentary, let me know. Or if you'd prefer something maybe not necessarily scripted, but something that's a bit more on track, let me know on that too. With CRAFTS, I'm kind of experimenting with ideas right now, so I'm not entirely sure how to go forward with everything. And there we go. There's Loaf. I was going to put him on the shelf, and I thought, nah, let's stack him in the bread bin. It's Loaf on Loaf. Yeah. And then, of course, our final walk around. So, this is what I look like inside the kitchen. Look at me. Look at Loaf. Yeah, we're so cool. Now, the animation for this probably won't be for a little bit of time. We do have some animations planned, but not for the kitchen. But it's always good to have the set ready to go if you need it. Because sometimes, you might decide to set a scene in the kitchen. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching CRAFTS. I almost said Set Talks there. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to check out more videos and some of my animations, go do that. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye.